Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey by subscribing. Hit that bell notification for the new uploads. Give it those thumbs up on the video, it helps to circulate the video. Thank you so much for every single beautiful comment you have made. I really appreciate every single one of you and for your beautiful creations out of my channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Today we're going to create this top, and I wanted to do it a 4-season top. This is out of 100% cotton thread, so you can wear this with a little tank top underneath, obviously, because you don't want anything to be showing through the little holes. And also, if you put a nice t-shirt underneath, one with long sleeves, thin enough to underneath, you can wear it either winter, autumn, spring, as you like. So I've used navy blue on this, okay, and the multicolored off-white and navy blue. Now this is quite big. And I've already done the front part, so you need 2 parts the same way, same size, same stitch, one for the front and one for the back. So I've done my front so I can do the tutorial, and why not and use a different color and have 2 different tops. So I've used, this is like a real lipstick red. On camera it looks orange, but it's not. This camera does not do justice on the color, and the multicolored also of the white, off-white, and red, and the red one here. So I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial. I have to say this is really out of my league. Many times people have asked me to create clothes, and I'm not one to create clothes. I'm more into the table runners. But I said, why not? Let's give it a try. So this is what I came up with. I hope you like it. This is my design, my creation. It was a big challenge for me, obviously, because I'm not used to creating clothes, but it came out pretty good, I find. And as you will see at the end, I have a little video that will be put up, and the pictures and display of both of these tops. So we're going to get started. The blue one that I created, it's a large into 1X large. This one is a full medium to a large, so I also wanted to create in a way that you can do several sizes with it. Okay. Also the blue one, because it's bigger, it's got more pleats up front. Okay, so it has more of this motif of the pleats. This one has less pleats because I made it smaller. So I will, as we go, I'll let you know what you need to do if you need to go 2X large or 3X large. You always have to add your chain stitch by 6 to go bigger size always. So right from the start, you are going to add 6 to your 6 chain stitch to the size you desire. Okay. So we're going to get started on this. I probably have to go to video number 2 because it takes too much memory on my cell phone. And as you can see here on the sides, I've already put a little yellow thread to know as a marker where I need to add both sides to close in for this, for the arm. Okay. I was debating if I was going to do sleeves on it, but I said no. I could be very well, you know, for the summer, so no sleeves. I do have to say it's a little bit heavy, not extremely, but a bit, because thread is heavy. So just to let you know, I mean, not, you know, like a ton, but it does weigh a little bit. Okay, so we are going to get started. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're going to enjoy this. Let me know, what do you think about this top? Okay, everyone. So since this is, I would consider it a large, so it's a full medium. People that are in medium, but it's not a small medium, it's a big medium to a large. Okay, so we're going to do 49 stitch. Now, if you want to go bigger, like I said, you add your chain, 6 more chain stitch to it to get the size desired. Okay, so we're going to do the slip stitch knot. I think I need to move this out of the way because it will confuse the stitch on there. Probably even move this one too so it doesn't become that dark. These are my acrylic towels that I work on, so don't mind, it's full of, it's not that it's dirty, it's just acrylic on there. Okay, so slip stitch knot, 1 chain, 2, 3. I'm going to do 49 chain stitch. Now, when you're doing your chain stitch, you're going to have these motifs on there. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is for the large, full medium to a large. There's 8 of them. The other one's got a 9, and as you go bigger, it's going to keep adding these motifs for the size of the chest area. Okay, so just to let you know. So we're going to do 49 chain stitch. So this is a 4-ply, I think I forgot to mention, 100% cotton thread. We'll need a pair of scissors and also a small needle to tuck in loose ends. Okay, so I've done 49. See if I can get a little bit more lighting here. Now we are going to go back 4 space, counting from the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on your 4th one, make sure that you grab right in the center and not one loop only, or else it starts curving. We're going to do a double crochet. On the same space, we're going to do another double crochet. So we're going to have 2 groups of double crochet, and throughout the whole, not the whole pattern, but most of the pattern will be like this at the beginning. 1 chain separation. On the same space, we're going to create 2 more groups of double crochet. No chain separation. We're going to skip 2 space, 1, 2. On the 3rd one, we're going to do 1 double crochet only. We're creating the little groups, and again, we're going to skip 2 space, 1, 2. On the next, on the 3rd one, we're going to create the 2 groups again, a double crochet, and it's going to be like this row until the end. 1 chain, back in the same space, and create 2 more groups. So you're going to have 8 groups like this until the end of your row. Okay, skip 2 space again. 1, 2. On the 3rd one, we're going to do 1 alone. And skip 2 space again. 1, 2. On the 3rd one, we're going to create the 2 groups. So we're going to do this all the way to the end. Now, remembering, you can go the length you would like by adding at the end more rows. If you want to go longer with this top or shorter, you cut down rows. It's your choice how you want it. On the blue one, I have 52 rows. On the red one, I'm not sure yet. It's a little bit longer. I probably have 56 rows. On the red one, I will count afterwards and let you know. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've done my groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 and 9 with the first one we did of 1 double crochet. So counting from the first one after we did our chain, then we went back 4 space. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's the 1 double crochet long. Now chain 2. For some of you that are extremely tight, do chain 3. For some of you that are too loose, then do chain 2. So I'm doing chain 2. I'm coming directly inside of the center of the groups where we have that 1 chain separation, and I'm creating the groups again. 1 chain separation and 2 more double crochet on the same space. This is a very easy pattern to create. Now we're going to do the 3D double crochet, which I believe you guys call it posts. So I'm going to do a front post. I'm going to come from the back into the front and bring our double crochet. So I'm going to go into the center of the next group and create groups. So 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and 2 more double crochet in the center of the group. And if we turn around to the front, this is what it's going to look like. It's got that little 3D double crochet. And we're going to continue to do that all the way. And then further up on the 6th row, I believe, we're going to start adding more groups in order to start widening the top. Okay, so we did a group. We're going to come from the back into the front, grab our thread, and do front post double crochet into the center of the group and create our group. We're going to do this all the way to the end. If the video is too fast for you, up top, 3 little dots, click on there and slow down the video to your liking. Again, we're going to create front post, or I should say back post, because we are doing in the back, right? Front would be this way, but because the pattern is the front on the other side, that's why I'm saying front post, but in reality we're creating back post. Okay, so from the back and bring it to the back. Okay, and this is what it's going to look like. I'll meet you at the end. I'm on my 8th group, no separation. I'm going to come where we have the 3 chain back here and do a double crochet. We're going to turn our work, row 3, 2 chain. It's always going to be like this all the way to the end of the pattern, always a 2 chain at both ends. We're going to create our group again and repeat the same thing. In the center of the group, create 2 double crochet, 1 chain separation, and 2 more double crochet. Now we're going to do the front post, which I should have cleared that before. And then create your group again. 1 chain separation, 2 more double crochet, and we're going to create front post. Okay, just like that, and we're going to do this all the way to the end. I've reached the end. I'm going to go where I have my 1 double crochet and create a double crochet. So you're always going to have 1 double crochet at the end and always 1 double crochet at the beginning, and this is going to be throughout the whole pattern the same way until the end of the pattern. Okay, so we're going to do this exact same way, 5 rows. On the 6th one, we're going to increase to largen up the pattern. So we just finished doing row 3, do 2 more until row 5, and I'll meet you at the beginning of row 6. Okay, so I did my 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly the same way we've been doing. Like I said, these double crochets at the beginning and at the end always stays the same. So we're creating, I think you guys call it the shell stitch, I believe. So I'm going to just say group in case I'm wrong, I don't know. Okay, so where we have our back post, we're going to create 2 on the same space. We are increasing in order to enlargen our pattern. 1 chain back into the same back post and create another post. So we have 2 on the same space. And at the end, on the before last, we're going to create 1 there too. Okay, so the rest stays the same. We're just going to continue to do what we've been doing. We're going to create back post and then the groups. And then I'll meet you just the post just before the last group. Okay, so that means I'll meet you here on this post. We're going to increase here exactly like we did here. We have reached the last post here just before the end, and we're going to create back post 2 times on the same space. So we have 1 already, 1 chain separation, and back in again with the same, create another post. Because we are increasing to create 2 more groups of the shell stitch. Okay, and this is row 6, and create your groups just the same way. And on the last, your double crochet. We're going into row 7, so you're going to have this 2 double crochets at the beginning and 2 double crochets at the end. Okay, so we're going row 7 now. So we turn around, we're going to row 7, 2 chain, create our group, our shell, if you want to call it, on the same space. We're going to do front post on the first front post, inside of the middle, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, in the middle, 1 double crochet, and on the next post, front post again. And continue to do the same thing, and we're going to repeat this at the end where we have the other 2 posts, 2 front posts. Front post, and continue the groups. I'll meet you at the end at the front post. I've reached the end where I have my 2 posts. I'm going to create front post, 1 double crochet in the center, 1 chain, 1 double crochet in the center, and 1 more front post. I'm going to create our group, our shell, one chain, 2 double crochet again, and 1 double crochet at the end. Turn around, 1, 2 chain into the center, create our shell stitch, 1 chain, 2 double crochet. Now we're going to create back post in the center. We're going to create 2 double crochet together, 1 chain in the center again, 2 double crochet, and our back post. And continue with the group. Make sure that I created this back post on the right place. I don't think I had it on the right place. Back post together, and you repeat the same thing until we get to the next one here. I'll meet you at the end. So we are on the increase. We're going to do back post first on the first one. We're going to come in the center and create 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and 2 more double crochet. Back post again on the last one here, and create your group. So now we did the increase to largen up more the pattern, the top. So instead of having 8 motifs, we're going to have 10 now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and okay, everyone, going into row 9. We're going to repeat the same thing, the 2 chains, the shell, front post, in the center, create 2 double crochet. We're going to create the shell in the center. Front post, and continue to create your shell. We're going to do this all the way to the end on this row. I'll meet you at the end. So we're going to repeat the same thing here. front post, shell stitch, front post again. And double crochet at the end. This is row 10. Row 10, we're going to have another increase. We're going to create another increase of shell. So we're going to continue doing our regular shell here. Our back post. Another shell. After the third shell, we're increasing another shell. Back post. And another shell. So we're going to have 3 shells made before the increase. One, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do the same thing like we did on row 6. We're going to increase by 2 back posts. So first back post, 1 chain, and the second back post, all in the same space. We need to enlarge our pattern, so you're going to have 2 of them like we did with this one here on row 6. So row 10 is an increase, and continue to do your shell. And we're going to do the same thing at the end. We're going to create the 2 posts just before we do our 3 last shells. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So we know we have to create it here. One, 2, 3 shell. We have to create the 2 posts on this post here before the 3 shells. And your second one. And then create your shells. Going into row 11 is the same thing. We're just going to create the shells and front post. Nothing changes here. Now we're going to end up with 12 motifs instead of 10, because we just created 2 more. Now, I want to explain to you, for the people that are doing 2x large, 3x large, then you'd continue doing the same thing like we did here, okay? So that means you would do 4 more rows, and then after 3, you'd create your 2 front posts on the same space, okay? So you can enlarge up. So depending if you want 2x or 3x, then you need to add another 2 posts in the next 4 rows up. So that means you'd have 1, 2, 3. After your 4th shell, 4 rows more, and after you've created 4 shells, because we're going to add 1 more here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means after your 5th shell, you would add 2 more posts like we did here, and you'd have your 2x, 3x, perfect for it, okay? And then the stitch is the same. It's just adding these 2 posts to create more shells to enlarge and more the pattern for the fitting, okay? But the stitch is the same until the end, until the desired length, if you like it longer or shorter. And by the way, I'm explaining this, but not on this size of the large. If you're doing the the 1x, 2x, 3x, you will have to do 58 chain stitch to begin with. I will leave all the measurements in the description box at the end, so you know if you're doing like XS, very extra small, starts with 34 chain stitch, the small with 40, and then the medium 46, and then the large into 52, and so on. But because this is big enough, medium to large, I know because I did the blue and it fits perfect, but I'd like a little bit more, less pleats. That's why I've cut down. But I will leave everything on the description box and you can take it from there. So you know automatically that you need to add exact same thing, but on the exact chain stitch that is referred to the size desire, okay? So I have explained to you what you need to do, because I'm not going to do the 2x large or the 3x large, but it will be added on exact same thing as here, but on the chain. If it's bigger, then it's a different size. You'll have more motifs on the larger pieces, okay? Instead of having 8 or 12, like in this case we have 12, you're probably going to have 14, 16, 18. That's what I'm trying to explain to you, okay? So nothing complicated. It's just, adding more pleats to it so it can widen that up more to fit the body. Okay, but I will leave all the measurements on the description box, and all you have to do is just follow through with this pattern exactly the same way, and you're going to get the right size no matter what. Okay, so now we're still creating the new shell one that we just added. So nothing changes. One inside, one chain, and one inside. It's exactly the same thing as we did on row 6. So we're just repeating it Nothing changes on here. We'll change in a few more rows up. Then we're going to start changing the pattern a bit because we need to keep increasing to widen to the right size. Okay, so this is all you have to do. So like I said, once I leave everything in the description box, all you have to do is follow this tutorial with the right amount of chain for the size desire you want. It will total the same way. I've created this in a way that it all begins is with the first chain stitch for the size. The motives are all the same all the way down because you're going to have more posts, more motives because of the chain stitch is bigger for the right size for you. And I'm glad I did it this way because I've heard a lot of people always complaining about that everybody's creating always small sizes and nobody's creating for oversized. So here's the pattern to create for an oversized, easy for you. Okay, so this is where we added the shell stitch, front post, one inside, one chain, double crochet inside again, and front post. And that's it. So now we have 2 increases here. On the bigger patterns, you will see that you will have less free posts in front because you're increasing more. There's more motives. Okay. Coming to the end here, you do your front post because we have both posts there. 1 double crochet inside, 1 chain, 1 more double crochet inside, and again front post. This is the increase that we had done. And then continue to do your shell. Okay. So row 12, continue to repeat the same thing, 2 chains, your shell. Nothing's changed on this back post. So this is just going to be a repeat on this row. This is where we did the increase, so back post, and in the middle we're going to create 2 double crochet because on the previous row we did only 1, now we're doing 2. We're increasing in here in the center, 2 double crochet, 1 chain and 2 double crochet, front post. It's going to look like this. If I get the right lighting on here. And then you proceed with your shell. I got a big knot in my thread here. I hate that, but no choice. And you're going to do the same thing to the increase at the end. Your back post. This is the increase one, right? So you're going to do your back post. You're going to do 2 double crochet in the center, 1 chain, 2 double crochet again, and back post. And you created another shell. So we'll be having, instead of 10 motives, we're going to have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. So we are where we did the increase of the new motif, back post, come into the center and create 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 more double crochets, and front back post, like that, and then continue on. And this is what it looks like from the front. So you see the motifs, how they increase for the sizes. Yeah, we did the increase here on row 6 and the increase on row 10. Okay. Okay, everyone, I wanted to show you through the finished one that I have here. When you're going bigger size, obviously, because you are doing more chain stitch to begin with. Now this one, on this one, we're going to end up with 12, and this one motifs, and this one I have 13 because I've added more stitch at the beginning, obviously. So the bigger you go, the more shells you're going to have and the more posts you're going to have. Okay, so as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Skipped one somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this one I have 13. And of course this one, because we added, we have 12. So, like I said, when you're going to make for the double X, triple X, large, then it will be bigger on the chain at the beginning. You'll have more motifs, more shells, and more posts. And like I said also, if you are extremely going into extreme big size, so you know that you will have to add, after you do your 4 rows here, let's say, then you're going to add into, after the fourth row, you're going to add another, adding another shell, which is exactly what we did on row 6 and row 10. Okay, so just to clear that with you. We're going into row 13. Now from here on, we are increasing because we are widening now the top, and you're also going to go the length you want. Now, the best way is to measure or put the pattern, keep putting the pattern in front of you and see if that length is enough for you. And then you can cut your thread from there, tuck in the loose ends, and you're done. Or you want it bigger, longer, I should say, then you continue doing the same things over and over again. Now, we're going to do chain 2. We're going to come into the first, or I should say the second double crochet, and we're going to have an increase. Now it's going to be 3 double crochets. So 2 in the center, 1 chain, 2 more double crochets in the center, and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row. We're going to do the front post always until the end of the pattern. And again, skip the first one and go into the second double crochet and do a double crochet. 2 inside. Very simple, nothing to it. Just creating groups of 3s now throughout the whole row. We're always going to have 2 rows of 3, 2 rows of 4. So we're having 1 row with the increase, which we only skip 1. And the non-increase, which is the second row that will have the 3 double crochets also, we skip 2. Okay, so for the increase, we skip 1. Non-increase, we skip 2. We're always going to have this 2 rows of 3, 2 rows of 4, 2 rows of 5, 2 rows of 6, until we get to the 10 double crochets. Okay, that means 20 per each shell, 10 on each side. Okay, so very simple. And front shell. And again, you skip the first one, going to the second one. So nothing to it. Very simple to create. One chain and also your 2 double crochet inside and 1 on top of the double crochet. And you're going to proceed this way all the way to the end. I'll meet you at the end. So we finished doing row 13, which is exactly the same way all the way on this row. So we increase 3. Now, the next row, we're still going to have 3, no increase. So we're going to do 2 chain. We're going to skip 2 space, and we're going to do a double crochet on the 3rd double crochet from the previous row. 2 inside, 1 chain, 2 more inside, and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row. And do back post. Again, skip first, second, do your 3rd. So, like I said, we're going to have 2 rows always of the same amount. So this is 2 rows of 3. The next row we're increasing to 4. And then the next row will be 4 the same way with no increase. Okay, so I hope I'm making sense. Front post. And this is what it looks like. I'll meet you at the end. So I finished row 14, going into row 15, 2 chain. Now we need to increase again. So by increasing, we're only skipping the first space, going into the 2nd double crochet with a double crochet, the next space double crochet, and 2 inside. And we have our 4 double crochets. 2 inside again, 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row, next space double crochet, and your front post. So you know that the next row we're going to have also a row of 4 double crochets. We're going to skip 2 space, no increase. So the 1 increase, the row of an increase, we only skip 1 time. Non-increase, we skip 2 space. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we finished row 15. We're going into row 16. There's no increase, so we're going to skip 2 space, 1, 2, and continue to do our double crochet. So we're still going to have the 4 double crochets, 1 chain, and again on the same space, 2 double crochet, 1 on top of the double crochet. Of course, my stitch always has to be extremely tight. Now, for my blue top, I've used 500 grams of the blue to do front and back. The mixed blue multicolored, about 60 grams, about 100 grams, I would say, front and back. Okay, now you have to remember that all depends on the length you're going. So you know the bigger you go, the more thread you're going to be using, or yarn. I don't know which one you're going to use. And also the tension on each one stitch is different. So you could use probably a little bit less if you're extremely tight, or you're going to use more if you're loose on your stitch. Just a reminder. Not necessarily because mine was 500. Yours is going to be 500, okay? Could be a little bit more, a little bit less. It all depends on the length. It all depends on your tension. So just a reminder. That's why usually I don't like to put how much a thread or yarn or whatever the case is that I've used, because each country varies from the different threads and yarns. We're not the same thickness or thickness. Even here in Europe, I mean, I use number 4, but I have different sizes of number 4, some thinner, some thicker, so it's really weird like that. And that's why I can't tell you exactly how much you're going to use, but you know that it's around there, around the 500-600 grams per top. Okay, so just a way to, and I made a mistake because I'm talking, concentrating on talking here and not focused. So you skip 2 and then to the third one, create your double crochets and 2 in the center. So now we have the 2 rows of the 4. Next row is going to be the increase, which is 5 double crochets, and then the next row will be the same thing, skip 2 space and do the 5 double crochets. We're going to do this until we have 10 double crochets. That being said, that means 20 per shell. That means 10 on one side, 10 on the other. There's no point in me keep repeating it, because it's the same thing until you reach your 10 double crochets. You're going to have a total of 20 on the shell, okay? So you're going to continue yours. I'm going to continue mine. Remembering to increase, you skip 1. No increase, you skip 2. We always have to have 2 rows of the same amount. First row increase, second row no increase, in order to have the same amount. I'll meet you when we have the 20 double crochets per shell. That means 10 on one side, 1 chain, and 10 more on the other side. And we'll meet there, and we're going to take the next step.